Okay guys, we'll touch up that scoreboard in just a second. Spawning here in the lower right corner of the map in Game 2 of this last best of 5 finals for the ZOTAC Cup. It is none other than mYi Stardust.
And the top left, his opponent, winning last game with relentless aggression. It's going to be the yellow Protoss, Arthur.
And how do you feel this game's going to go, Nova, after watching that first one? Just wild stab in the dark.
Well, Arthur shows that he's not shy of aggression. So, well, as a pro in a PvP, it's easy to say, like, for example, in the games we saw today, you can say Mario plays mech or stuff like that, but you can't really say like I play Blink Stalkers or I play air. You have to be able to play everything, because what's important is in PvP is playing the map rather than, so you have to be well-rounded as a player.
Yeah, pylon positions
micro and so on.
Yeah, pylon positions I find to be the most important thing. Let's consider for a second, like, rewind to the last game. I hate being that guy who like harps on the last game, but it makes a point for this game. The one hidden pylon Arthur had allowed him to continue to reinforce and warp in and not let up on the aggression for even a second. Stardust had no breathing room. On Belshire, there's a lot of opportunities for you to have that same sort of pylon hidden placement. The common ones, of course, are on the far sides of the map and alongside the middle, but you can put some in the lower parts and on the upper right corners to really just be like, whoa, I had no idea the pylon was there, because why the hell would it be?
Well, an opener you see actually done quite often is, and I'm afraid I might go a bit like too in-depth and stuff, but
that's okay, you got time.
Yeah, well, you basically open with a 3-stalker rush, which means you're gonna grab your gateway at 19, etc. But with the 3 stalkers, you can actually scout out the entire half of your map plus tag the Zanaga towers and get back in time before aggression comes, or spot aggression in time. But you can make sure there's no pylon on your side of the map, and that is really, really important, because the meta game, for example, from Stardust's point of view, is going to look for pylons on the left side of the map, so it would be smart for Arthur to put pylons on the right side of the map. So you have to cover that, because proxies in PvP, they're a pain in the ass, definitely when you're the aggressor.
Well, it's the worst too, like we saw many times before today and today, when they put the pylon right in your base, and oh, speaking of which, Stardust trying to sneak around the base.
That's a sneaky pro.
It's probably not going to put down a pylon, but it is waiting to scout, and he doesn't want to give away that he's still hanging around.
Yeah, I mean, usually the first rally, even though
he should have seen that probe for just a second.
Yeah, and the probe notices that and goes to just check it out, and he will see the Twilight Council. This is huge.
That's a big tell. Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks getting scouted like this, but what can you do early on? There's no way to actually shut that probe out of your base. Just not.
Yeah, but here's the cool thing though, like, in Wings, you would have had 250 gas saved, but now you have 150. So even if you get scouted with your Twilight, it doesn't. Even if you wanted to go TTs, you can still get Blink and be okay and make the best of it.
I honestly don't imagine he's going for DTs though.
I think he was. Perhaps he was thinking of it, but
it was a lot of gas, but it timed out to be perfect with the blink. So the potential was there, but I think it was most likely going to be blink in the first place. Like I said, Arthur's got like #1 blink control I've seen out of anybody ever. But we got a big scrappy fight going on right now.
Oh, you might have to recall out. Oh, you get
first blood.
The mothership core going down is a little bit tough to handle with, but Stardust is going to turn around and run.
Oh, but Stardust could actually quickly fight this, because Arthur, the rally was a bit off, but...
Ooh, I like this Arthur with that pylon in the lower right corner, going to sneak that in. And with Blake on Belshire, you can take this lower ledge to be a huge advantage.
Yeah, look, as I said, look, Stardust is looking for pylons with the sentry on the left, but that's why it's so good to put pylons on the right for Arthur.
Well, that's what I was saying, like earlier, I know you couldn't see my camera, but those are the common locations I was pointing out, like in the lower left and such, but... Oh, even trying to expand right now, this is really going to be deadly for Stardust. Arthur's going to see this and smell blood like, oh, you're not going to have 400 minerals to defend with.
Arthur has the in-your-face pylon positioned over there, and there comes Arthur
again. A nice time warp will allow him to get the sentry. Will he get the force field off? It's a big question. Doesn't matter because Blink is finished, of course.
But the Immortal is out, and he will keep the expansion.
Arthur really needs to get some more stalkers if he wants to engage this head on.
Oh, I think he should have focused on the pylon. I don't know.
Well, the Immortal's actually very low, focusing down the Warp Prism, or sorry, not the Warp Prism, the Mothership Core. The Immortal does go down, and so do the last couple Stalkers. Arthur with the Mothership Core has just a little bit more damage than his opponent. He's also got Blink keeping those Stalkers alive for much longer than they should have, and Arthur looks to prevail once more.
Not
3
really. The
Stalkers to
Immortal's
1.
about to pop out.
Oh, that's a really good point. Wasn't
fine.
even watching production. I was so enthralled in the Stalker battle.
Oh, and a misrally from the Stalker. That's unfortunate. But if he just has... Well, you have to think that the Immortal will make up for at least 3 Stalkers. So, as long as you keep that deficit okay... So per
Yeah.
Immortal you have 3 Stalkers less than your opponent.
And
you're fine.
he can't afford to invest in a Sentry. Like, I tell you, Stardust, if he was on one base, would love to just Sentry this off and stick up with the Force, the Immortals, but because he invested in this Nexus, he has to defend it. And that's why we see this, like, blinky scrap fest going on. The shield's being stripped immediately because this Immortal does huge damage versus armor.
And now there's 2 Immortals, and this is where it becomes scary for Arthur. Arthur is gonna need excellent control.
Well, I'll tell you
do
right
what
now,
comes.
Arthur has excellent control. Look
It's
at
a
that
very
blink.
low Stalker counts from Stardust though.
But Arthur's kind of letting him build this up. The advantage of that blink is dissipating quickly. I know he wants to blink forward and just focus down an Immortal within like that cage of
Yeah.
Stalkers, but he's got to wait for this Mothership Core. He needs the vision of everything. He can't go into this blind. Another
Yeah.
pylon is going to come down. It should be focused though. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not actually good. He could have sniped at it.
Also, 2 Immortals becomes a bit more risky, but oh, nice time warp.
There's
He's
that
gonna
blink.
forward.
A nice force field will lock everything in place. Arthur taking out that first Immortal. Was it perhaps a little too costly? Focusing down
Yeah,
the...
but he's zoning it out perfectly with the force fields. But there's another Immortal.
There's
out,
that forward
but it's
blink
not
once
value.
again. Mothership Core adding to the damage. So is the Sentry. Stardust has no units left on the field at this point. Zealots are warping in. We got some... One more Immortal cranks out, but it doesn't matter. The blink on the high ground takes it out immediately. Oh, man. Arthur. You remember
Well-
you're like, Arthur's gonna need some good control? And I was basically like, hey, fuck you.